Coming up on Theater Talk.
When I started acting in college, I'd peek out the curtain and see who was out there. I didn't even know you weren't supposed to do that or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, his mom's sitting over there. Okay, I'll look at her during the show.
Eat your eggs, they're gonna get cold.
Peter, man say I got me a dream, woman say eat your egg. Man say I got to take hold of this here world, baby. Woman say eat your eggs and go to work. Man say I got to change my life, I'm choking to death. Woman say your eggs is getting cold.
From New York City, this is Theater Talk. I'm Susan Haskins.
And I'm Michael Riedel of the New York Post. Now, Susan, we had Woodie King Jr. on, the founder of the New Federal Theater, not long ago. We had such fun with him. We invited him back. And he's brought with him a young actor that he's discovered who's new to us by the name of, checking my notes here, Denzel Washington. Welcome to Theater Talk, Denzel, and congratulations on your budding career in the theater.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're almost there.
I'm right there.
Yes, actually, Denzel is in a Raisin, an absolutely superb revival on Broadway now, one of the great American plays. And he's with Woody because he and Woody sort of came up through the ranks together. You, in fact, cast Denzel in some of his early stuff, right?
Well, I don't want it to get out of here, but Denzel did a show called When Chickens Came Home to Roost by Lawrence Holder, right? He would walk on stage and the audience would, because it was like he played Malcolm X, and people thought Malcolm X had come back to life, right? And then
At the New Federal
Theater.
Theater.
The New Federal Theater. And the brother at the Schomburg said, hey man, Denzel would be in here, man, looking at these clips, man.
Right.
Needed all this stuff, and he had to have the right glasses on.
Right, right.
And he got to walk down,
Right.
you know, you got to walk down. And so what I discovered in those early years is no one worked harder on the stage to find his character than Denzel. And then when he transferred it to the film, it might be actors out there who claim, but no one works harder. That's what
We're going to go on the road together.
How old were you, Denzel, when you did When the Chickens Come Home to Roost?
That was 1981, so...
19 or 20?
Yeah, 26 or something like that.
Yeah.
25.
Did you know of the New Federal Theater? Had you auditioned for it before?
My wife, she wasn't my wife then. I think she did a play before me.
Yeah.
And Debbie Allen was doing something there, and I mean, I knew about it. I'm sure I saw shows there, but I hadn't done anything there.
Mm-hmm. But you went to audition for the role of Malcolm X?
He didn't have to audition.
I didn't?
No, no, you do. Didn't you just get it?
I don't remember. What's the director?
Allie Woods.
Allie Woods.
Yeah. I think you all had a conversation.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you exactly what it was. Because a buddy of mine talked to the other night, Tony Carter. We were at his house in Long Island. It was Memorial Day, or one of those holidays, and I got a call and I had to come in. And I didn't even know, I was so ignorant, I didn't even know who Elijah Muhammad really was.
Really?
I was like, oh, this is Elijah. I'm like, I'm looking at the page like Elijah, Malcolm, Elijah. You know, I said, I don't know. I'm going into, so I don't know if I auditioned or I just met the director. Yeah, yes. I remember because it was around a holiday. It was Memorial Day or something.
Yeah, and did you recognize the talent right off the bat from the rehearsal, the early previews? Was he?
I was at all the previews. I was at all the performances, and he did it on double bill with Felicia Allen as Zornia Hurston.
Yeah, now Felicia Rashad.
Yeah.
So, you know, what happens, of course, is it's not difficult. It's not difficult at all when you see it. When you see it, you don't know what makes it, but, you know, it's like, I don't know if you saw his early films, Power with Richard Gere, or his, you know, Glory. You know, you see it. You know, you don't know what makes it happen, but it happens.
And you can't analyze it, right? I mean, you don't know what it is.
You know what? We what was that? 175 seat theater or something like that, and it started being 500 and 600 and 700 people trying to get in. I remember sitting across the street in the playground, a little park, and looking at the folks lined up, and I'm going, something's happening here. What's going on? It's like it just took on a life of its own, and it was really my introduction, I guess, to the New York theater scene.
But you've done a few things before.
Yeah, I'd done some other plays before, but nothing. This was just a phenomenon. People were coming out of the woodwork. I mean, every night there were famous Diana Ross, all kinds of people were coming.
So it was your introduction to success of a certain kind?
Well, it depends upon your definition of success. You know, I think it was my introduction to the public. That doesn't necessarily mean success for me.
Yeah.
But
or the public coming on to you.
Yeah.
People coming to see you.
Yeah.
Paying money.
But I had, like you said, I had already done some TV movies, and I'd starred in my first film already. Didn't do any business. Probably more people came to see the play than went to see the movie.
Now, when you say that hardest working actor there, and you were researching Malcolm X, I mean, you went and you studied films.
Yeah, I look at all the footage you could get, all of his albums.
Yeah.
You know, I would listen to. In fact, by the time we did the movie, Spike would just like load the camera up, and I'd just start talking because I could just pull from things I'd learned and memorized and knew. You know, you could talk about the table. He's, oh, that's a black table. You know, you could do anything. You could just improvise. So I just go and go and go.
Want to talk about Raisin in the Sun, one of my favorite plays. You saw a touring production, I think you told me.
Yes.
Of it. And who was in it when you saw it?
Okay, when I saw the touring production at the Cass Theater in Detroit, Douglas Turner Ward was playing Walter Lee, and Doug and Denzel are very close.
Right.
So the play would close at 10:30, 11. I would follow these actors from the theater to the hotel and ask
Now, you were living in Detroit.
I was living in Detroit, and I would say, tell me about New York. And Doug, and you know how you grew up here, you know, and I would follow them all the way home to the hotel, and then try to get them to stand out and talk to me.
Now, were you already doing theater? Or?
I was already doing theater,
Okay.
but I was not no big theater.
Right.
I had a little 75-seat theater, and then they wouldn't finish it, so I would be at the stage door the next night. You know, this time I was going to try to talk to Al Freeman or Francis Foster. I think Gloria Foster was playing Mama. You know, so I would follow them. You know, and Doug said, you know, you got to get to New York, man. You got to get to New York. And I hitchhiked to New York.
Is that right?
Really? Because of your experience Raisin in the Sun?
Oh, yeah. And I came to New York every year for the next 2 or 3 years, seeing plays, getting hip to Broadway, getting hip to all the shows on Broadway, watching the young actors.
When did you first come across Raisin in the Sun? The movie? Or?
Yeah, the movie. Yeah, I never saw the play, and I don't even remember when I saw the movie. I don't even know if I've seen the movie from start to finish.
Really?
Yeah.
Bits and pieces?
Yeah.
TCM late at night?
Something, yeah. I didn't grow up in looking at movies. I mean, I was in sports.
Right.
So I wasn't really interested in being an actor. I never thought about it. I didn't know anybody who did it, and it just wasn't on the radar for me.
Well, I can speak to being the only one here who came close to seeing the original company, because I saw the Chicago tour with everybody except Ossie had come in for Sydney.
Okay.
And I have to say, you know, you give it a whole new interpretation, because I was 11 years old, but I will never forget it. It made a huge impression on me. And but the thing I wonder about is, I mean, at that time, you know, for somebody like me, it was like I never really considered what was going on in the black community, and that this was such a wake-up call. What's it mean now? It's kind of.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That you know, people say, what do you want people to get from it? I say it depends upon what they bring to it.
Yeah.
So it's not for me to decide what you should get. You know, I think, and I've heard some people say to me, it's as much about class as it is about race.
And I think that makes it more relevant now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not obviously it's not news necessarily anymore as far as race.
They're right,
but to be putting aside just the racial element, what I admire about that play is it's a damn well-made play.
Right.
It's a terrific piece of writing.
Right.
You know, the structure is great. It's in that great tradition of the American well-made play, which we don't see much of anymore.
Right.
And you know, every scene's going to have its, in the old showbiz term, that it's button. She's going to plant the stuff in the beginning, that's going to pop in the end.
Right.
And there's no, I mean, people weep when the mother comes back and gets the plant.
Yeah, she literally plants it in the beginning.
Absolutely, completely.
That's right.
You know? I mean, you know, people don't write plays. Well, August Wilson wrote that. He wrote expansive ones, but they were well made within the 800 pages that he would deliver.
Yeah.
The first one. But Fences, I think, Fences also is a really classically well-made play where it all clicks into place.
Well, you know, when Kenny called me up and we talked about doing another play, and he brought up this play. I was like, really? You think I can do that? And he's like, yeah, I think so. And there aren't that many. Well, there are, but these are two of the great roles, in Troy and Walter Lee. So I was like, oh, I better hurry up. Jump right on it, you know. So
I must say though, I mean, because there was a whole thing. Well, is Denzel with his age?
I tweaked it a little bit. I say I'm 40 now.
I know.
I don't say that.
You don't say 35.
35,
right?
Yeah, I say 40. But you know what was interesting? Someone said something to me about the age, and they were like, well, you know, you're only 6 years younger than LaTanya. I said, well, you know, actually, Sydney was only 9 years younger than Claudia. I didn't know that. I didn't realize. I thought she was 20, 30 years old. I didn't know she was only 6 years, or 9 years old.
I saw that really doesn't matter. What happens is it's a major American actor who says, I want to explore this major American character. So it's a series of characters that he puts in his arsenal. And
yeah, because how old is Richard III?
Right.
How old is him? I don't know.
And his mother's hanging
You didn't have to tweak that.
Yeah, that's right.
but what I don't know if I guess everybody saw it. At the end of the play, Mama is sitting there. And he said, come on, they charges for waiting. And she's sitting there. He comes up and get her. Oh, man. That's not written. You can't write that. You know, it wasn't written, was it?
Well, you know, I think Kenny changed it.
Kenny Leon.
The director had me come. He wanted me out there, too.
Okay.
I think in the original play, she's out there by herself.
Okay.
And he's like, I'm like, man, you sure? Don't be starting on me messing with this. You know, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Now it seems like that was the way it was written, and there is a nice bond and connection between the two of them, because that's the issue.
When you
the whole
reached
play.
down and got her arm and lifted her up. Oh man!
Like, come on, Mom.
Tears, man. Oh,
well,
man.
it's the physicalization, or whatever the word is, of what she says. He's coming to his manhood tonight, or something. And then he comes and he supports his mother literally and figuratively, and he lifts her up, and he says, "Oh, wait a minute, got to go back and get her."
Yeah, because that's what fundamentally your character is about. I mean, he's a boy. He's a boy. He's a boy. He's got to finally grow up.
Exactly.
That's what the play is about.
And you know, in the 21st century, I think you have a lot more 40-year-old man-children than you did in the
Staying at home?
I mean, in other words, I think unfortunately in this culture,
I know a couple.
Later.
Yeah, we all do.
But I think, he is staying at home to take care of the family.
No, but he's a child at the beginning of the play, and then he grows up, even though he was
that's cool.
That's right. Go ahead.
Let him have his interpretation. He knows this play.
He chose to stay at home.
He chose to stay at home because he was holding the family together. And that's what I saw. Now, maybe you all didn't intend it, but that's what I saw. I said, oh, wow, man. He you know, this is his family, his sister and all that. He wants to move into a position to be able to support them. Now his support is by his presence, his presence. And it was just, I'm telling you, it was just wonderful. And I don't know, it's 3 or 4 moves that I've seen in the theater that I don't know where you got it from, Denzel, but I saw you do it in Fences, and I saw you do it in this play.
Don't ruin it for me now.
Okay.
Nah, go ahead. I'll really do it tonight. Whatever it is.
What is the move? What is
The move is at the unbelievable point where he can do nothing, he gets weak in the knee. His legs almost, he has to be.
Oh, yeah, sometime I do that, yeah. When she says, I went and bought you a house.
Yeah.
I went and got it. She tells the grandson, Yeah, in Fences, it was when and I really got literally weak in the knees when the girl says the baby's mother, the mother died or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, this guy's got the nerve to be upset about his other woman dying. Then he's got the nerve to bring the baby to the house and ask his wife to take care of them.
But those are.
Man.
I don't know if you know, Spike Lee has a moving shot in all his film.
Yeah.
It's all you go there expecting it, you know. And so for the last 2 or 3 stage things, I go there waiting for that moment.
Waiting for the wobbly Denzel.
And sometimes I don't want to do anything. and well, because you're looking. The focus may not even be on me then, actually,
right.
if the audience, look at the director now. If the audience is, because the mother's talking. She says, I'm going to go and I'm going to get you a house. You know what your mom went out, grandmama went out and did? She went and bought you a house. And I get whatever, but you saw that.
Yeah, I saw
most people may not even see it because their eyes are on her.
Because it's like that. It's so fast, you know. It's so and for instance, you had to almost catch your knee, you know.
Yeah, I grabbed the chair or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It's.
Do you now? Is that something that comes to you just instinctively, or is it? Do you plot it?
Well,
out and
no,
say, I know this.
I mean,
moment
it is what it is. I mean, his whole life he's waiting for this money, and at that point she says, "Hey, I went and bought a house.
Yeah,
it's over."
Yeah.
Now I do something more physical, which is actually I knock the tea kettle off the thing. You know, because it's like, where does that energy go? He's ready to walk out the house. I look at the beer. Should I go ahead and drink the beer? And it's like, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's funny when you isolate this moment. Actresses, back when Walter Kerr, the great drama critic, was writing, he had a great ability to describe a moment, a physical moment that an actor did. And a lot of the old actors would tell me, once you read that in Walter Kerr's review, you could never do it again because you became totally self-conscious of this thing that was organic. And now,
thanks, Woody.
Go to see Raisin and Son and watch Denzel's knees wobble.
Right, that's right.
No. Go to see Denzel because it's a great performance from A to B, right? To C to D. Okay. This is my take. I just there's a drunk scene, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now every production I've seen, I did it with Kenny Leon once. Oh, they jump up on the table and they say, "Oh, come on." Denzel picks the he's drunk. Denzel does.
You're gonna ruin this for me.
He picks the
sometimes I sit in the chair first, or I climb up.
Right. That was beautiful.
What do you mean they jump over it, or they jump up on it?
Yeah, jump up on it.
He's drunk.
He can't do that, right? And I'm saying, but in your performance, you define for me, that's the way that's supposed to be done. If he's drunk, I've seen pictures of Sidney jumping up in the air,
but
I'm like, he's drunk.
Yeah, how did he get
And
up
I don't think he's smooth. I think he's drunk.
Yeah,
I think the pain is so that he went to wash the pain away.
Killing it.
And I always tell actors this when I'm directing or my kids now that act. I say, you don't act drunk. You're trying to be sober.
That's right.
You're not trying to be drunk.
Yeah.
Who did I see just lately? Was it No Man's Land?
Yeah, no, Patrick
oh,
Stewart
man,
and
both
Ian
of them.
McKellen, they were terrific
Oh, they
drunks.
were killing me. So I went backstage and asked. And he said, well, I'm just like curling my toes up. And he's always trying to, he's back on his heels, but he's trying to, he said, if you just get back on your heels and you'll, so I said, I'll do that. So I start off that way, but I always forget as it goes along. But it gives you an instant physical, no, it wasn't him, but I saw them. There was another actor that told me that in Ruin, in the play Ruin. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But he was like, oh, yeah, I rock back on my heels, and then I try to put my feet back down with my toes curled up. But I can't do that
No,
for
but that's
20
actually
minutes.
great advice for an actor playing drunk, because a drunk person is trying not to be drunk.
Exactly. You're not acting drunk. You are drunk. You're trying to act
Sober, precisely. Now, you've come back for Fences, Richard III. And now
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar. And now Raisin the Sun. But you were away for the theater for quite a while when you went off to St. Elsewhere.
Well, not even because of the jobs. It was because of my children. Because I couldn't come to New York and do an 8-show week because they were growing up in California and I couldn't commute. So I couldn't do a show Sunday afternoon, get on a plane Sunday night. I mean, I could, but it would have been crazy.
Yeah.
So I just chose from 1990 to 2005, I didn't do anything in New York. And then when my kids got in their teenage years, 2005, I came back with Julius Caesar. Then 2010 with Fences, now 14. So every 4 or 5 years.
And you're going to make this kind of a regular thing? Are you looking to do? 'Cause I know Scott wants to do, Scott Rudin, your producer, wants to do Iceman Cometh with you.
We talked about a few plays, and you know, we'll see.
Did you?
Unless Woody comes up with something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You heard it here.
When you were away all those years in California with the kids and working, did you have some trepidation about coming back to do Julius Caesar, or just thought this is what I really want to do?
Yeah, the first performance. I was backstage going, what have I gotten myself into now? Oh, man, I was like, because the dress rehearsal, I think it was 1,000 people for the dress rehearsal. I was like, what am I doing? What have I done? I'm in trouble. I gotta go out there. It's like that dream you have, you know, it's like, or somebody pushes you and then you're like, or that
I do the right thing.
yeah, well, you forget the lines or whatever those bad dreams.
Do you have stage fright to do Raisin in the Sun?
I didn't have that kind of experience.
No.
Because now you're
I didn't have
But
that.
when you're getting ready to go out night after night.
No, not fright. If you don't have something, then you're dead.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but you know, and I started in the bed, so I'm supposed to be
That's right,
relaxed.
that's right.
But we kind of, because the curtain is down, we can hear and feel the audience before we're on. We come out and get set while the curtain is down, but you can hear the ending, and I don't want to hear too much because I don't want to hear somebody going, "Oh yeah," and Denzel. You know, I don't want to hear my name or something. So, but you get you feel the energy. But Julius Caesar was another. That was something else.
Another
Another
level
zone.
of
That
fright.
was another. And I was so naive when I started acting in college. I'd peek out the curtain and see who was out there. I didn't even know you weren't supposed to do that or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, his mom's sitting over there. Okay, I'll look at her during the show.
Do you have any participation in the actresses chosen to be with you? You did, yeah. Yeah. So did you go to auditions and audition with them?
Sophie didn't audition. That I know of.
No, yeah, right.
She didn't have to.
Right,
I know
right.
who she is. She's
Right,
a great
right,
actress.
right.
And that's that. And Anika is a Tony Award-winning actor.
Right.
When you did Fences, we had Viola and Kenny on the show. And I saw Fences with James Earl Jones and Mary Ellis. I mean, one of the unforgettable experience for me in the front row. And I remember little Viola goes up to Jimmy, and that great climactic scene, she hit him in the chest.
Oh, you mean Mary Alice?
Mary Alice hit
Right.
hit him in the chest. And the audience went, I mean, the women were saying, hit him harder.
Right.
So I asked Viola, I said, now when you do the scene, you don't hit Denzel.
You don't need to.
And there was this.
But she hit me hard enough. Was she threw the rose at me, or was it that point or something? Or
no, what she said was, remember, she said, can I say this? She said, you don't hit Denzel Washington. She said.
Absolutely, you know, yeah.
Viola, in that explosive moment she had in that play, in Fences, we were in rehearsal, and fortunately for me, she showed me. She showed us all where it was going.
Right.
I was like, oh, shoot, I better go home, because now, it's a big role. It's a bigger role than this role.
Yep.
So everybody is over in the corner working on their section, but I'm always up there the whole time. So it's like, this actor, they've been working, now they come up and they got all this stuff working. I got to catch up with them. This actor, I got to catch up with each one. When she hit that day in rehearsal, I was like, okay, later for the other actors, I'm going to work on, I got to work on this section, because it was just such a revelation. It was so explosive.
Amazing.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah. We got to wrap it up, but I do want to ask one last question, because Woody told me this, that one of the plays instrumental in your life, What the Wine Sellers Buy.
What the Wine Sellers Buy.
Do you remember? He said that was a play that you saw as a kid that sort of made...
At the American Place Theater? No, where?
In the park or in the New York Shakespeare Festival.
The tour. Now, who was in it? I don't even remember who was in it.
Dick Anthony.
Roscoe Orman. Yeah, Roscoe Orman's.
Yeah, he's doing a play with me right now. Right now.
That's why I said the American Place, because I saw Roscoe in another play at the American Place Theater. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately now, there were so many theaters to go see plays.
Yeah.
Like the Richard Allen Center,
Right.
Frank Silvera Uptown, and New Federal. So you were constantly.
And Ellen down at La Mama, there was a lot.
Yeah, La Mama,
lot of stuff
In fact, I met my wife at a play. We had both gone to see the same play at the Richard Allen Center, I think it was, and we ended up sitting in the same row. And I had met her the night before or something, or the week before at a party, and I think she set me up. She said I set her up. And I decided to go to this play, and she decided to go to the play too. And the lights came up at intermission. We were sitting on the same row. 30-some-odd years later.
Brilliant actor.
In her own right.
Yeah, she fine
Absolutely.
actress. Fine actress.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys, for being our guests on Theater Talk. It's great fun. Good friend Woody King with the new Federal Theater. You got something going on right now that we should tell people about?
The Fabulous Miss Marie, starring Roscoe Orman and Tanya Pinkin.
Oh, all right. That's pretty good.
Keep something going. Where?
At the Castillo Theater,
Yep.
543 West 42nd Street.
What days?
April 17th through May 18th. But on television, I want to tell you the kind of project I want to do with Denzel. I want Denzel to direct a play on Broadway called The Amen Corner.
The Amen Corner?
Starring his wife, Paulette.
Okay.
And Sister Margaret.
You heard it here first.
It's going to happen.
As a director,
Paulette, this is on the record.
Yeah.
I can start directing on Broadway. I can't do like off.
No.
no. Paulette's going to be a star in that play. And Denzel's in this minor revival of this play. He's in the Sun that's doing pretty well at
You can't get a ticket.
the Barrymore Theater.
You can if you know somebody.
That's true, but don't miss it. Great job. Thanks a lot for being our guest tonight on Theater Talk. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Woody.
Our thanks to the Friends of Theater Talk for their significant contribution to this production. Theater Talk is made possible in part by the Frederick Loewe Foundation, the CORY and Bob Donnelly Charitable Fund, the Noel Coward Foundation, Carrie J. Fries, the Dorothy STRELSIN Foundation, plus public funds from the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, the New York State Council on the Arts, a state agency, and the Theater Development Fund's Technical Accessibility Program, which helps provide closed captioning.
We welcome your questions or comments for Theater Talk. Thank you and good night.